Hey everybody, welcome to a new video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the 70 cards that were just revealed from the Japanese set Matchless FIghters. All the credit and thanks go to PokeBeach for the translations and card images. I'm just going to skim through here and we're going to see what we got. So we got Weedle, Kakuna, and Beedrill line, all with the single strike tag. Not very good. If the opponent has special energy, it's knocked out. It's a tech, I guess, but it's stage 2, so probably not good enough. It's going to be a lot of special energy, so this might show up randomly, but nothing too fancy. Got a single strike Heracross, nothing fancy. Got, standard, just bulk, Lilligant, rare, whatever. But we got Blaziken V and Blaziken V Max. Blaziken V Max, they're both rapid strike cards, which is important. High jump kick and fire spin for 210, discard 2. Not very good. Blaziken V Max, however, is pretty interesting card. Max plays 130 attached energy from your discard pile to up to 2 of your bench to rapid strike Pokemon. Now, if this translation is accurate, because sometimes, a little bit words can get mixed up, you can attach special energy to 2 of your bench rapid strike Pokemon, meaning you can get your special rapid strike energies back and attach them onto your Urshifus or whatever it is you're attaching them onto. This could be kind of good, I think. It's colorless, so you can attach double colorless energy in expanded. It can be 2 of anything. It's pretty strong. You can attach the double colorless or the double rainbow rapid fighting water thingy. It's a pretty cool card overall. I'm excited to see it. Similar to Turbo Strike, it's a support attack. What it gets played with, we will have to see. Larvesta Volcarona, nothing fancy here. Same with the Tentacruels, blah blah blah. Delibird has a pretty unique attack, delivery return. Return this Pokemon, all cards attached to it into your deck. Search your deck for any card and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. It's a computer search for a Delibird and a colorless energy, double colorless energy, but you get those cards back. It's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. Doesn't do damage or anything like that, but it's kind of a unique attack. Will it be good enough to see play? Maybe in like some kind of control list. I don't know. But you have that new item card, Camping Gear, from Battle Styles, which is just basically this. So I don't think you'd ever actually run Delibird. It's unique. It's cool. Not good enough to see any play. Sharpedo, nothing fancy. We got Rapid Strike, Sobble, Drizzle, and Inteleon. I actually really like this line. I think it's pretty cool. Cautious Continuous Call on Sobble is a really strong setup attack for Rapid Strikes. Search your deck for 3 Rapid Strike basic Pokemon, put them on your bench, shuffle your deck. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. Call for Family, Ask Attack, but for 3, so it's like a Bridget almost. It's really cool. We got Drizzle, it's just an evolution, it doesn't do anything fancy. But we got Inteleon. Now Inteleon is really the showstopper here. Its ability Quick Shooter lets you put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Does that sound familiar? Of course it does. It's Decidueye GX, except not a GX, and it has a Rapid Strike tag, and it's only 1 prize, and it has an attack you can use, 70 damage for 2 colorless. Usable, playable. I could see this card being played with Urshifu Single Strike or Rapid Strike in Standard to kind of help you get those extra numbers that you need, because you don't have the damage modifiers like you do in Expanded. I really like this card. It'll probably see play in decks that aren't Rapid Strike centered, just as a good card. But overall, yeah, I'm excited for Inteleon. I really like this ability on a non-2 prizer, making it more viable and versatile. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Inteleon is capable of. We got the Rapid Strike Urshifu non-V. Nothing too fancy. There's a cool attack, Rapid Strike /bullet /rapid bullet. 30 damage for each of your Rapid Strike Pokemon to play. It's kind of cool. It's basically Phalanx, but for 30. The only difference is Urshifus are actually evolution Pokemon. They evolve from Cubfu. So this is a stage 1, unfortunately. Is that attack good enough on a stage 1? Probably not. Maybe if Rapid Strike box becomes a thing, so you have Phalanx and this Urshifu as attackers. But Urshifu, at least the one printed in the set, doesn't have a tag on it, so it won't actually promote damage until it evolves, meaning it's kind of a liability on the bench. Is the card good enough for play on its own? Probably not. Is it cool? It's pretty cool. Lantern, meh. Thunderous, meh. It's basically just Raikou from Shining Legends. 30 damage, touch lightning from your hand to one of your bench, so instead of your discard, it's from your hand. It's like the standard legendary baby energy acceleration attack. Like every other set has one. It's nothing special, it's cool. Does lightning need more acceleration? Probably not. Is this the acceleration lightning needs? Also, probably not. If it suits your deck, it could be a lot better. But you already have Bolton for that. Yeah, I don't think this card's good enough. Dracozolt V and Dracozolt VMAX, unfortunately, aren't really anything that's special. Kind of reminds me of Pinerchin GX, or more. I don't know. There's a shell, spiky shell Pokemon GX way back, or that did similar attacks to this VMAX. I'm maybe thinking of Stunfisk. I don't know. I'll show it on screen when I find it. Dracozolt V, 30 damage during your opponent's next turn. They can't attach energy from your hand to the defending Pokemon. It's kind of a cool effect. Unfortunately, it's only to the active, and if they switch out, the effect's gone. Good enough? No. 30 damage is kind of cool. It can potentially stall your opponent out of turn, but it's very unlikely to actually do anything impactful. And Mountain Swing, 180 discard top 3 of your deck is just garbage. The VMAX, 1 energy, 60 damage your opponent's next turn. If this Pokemon is damaged by an attack, put 12 damage counters on the opposing Pokemon. It's a cool effect, 60 plus 12, you hit 120 if they attack into it. If they switch and attack into it, the effect is still there, since the effect is on Dracozolt, not on the opponent's active. But if they switch your Dracozolt out, then the effect's obviously gone. It's kind of cool. Is it good enough to be its own deck? Not really. Its second attack, Max Impact, is just like placeholder max attack, it looks like. It just has like a standard name, Max Impact, Max Tackle, things like that. Nothing too fancy. 4 energy for 200. It's kind of garbage. Articuno V, cool card. I believe I already talked about this in a video. If I didn't, oops. Discard 2 to draw 1. It's like the reverse Zoroark on a basic. I think this ability would be really strong on a 1-prizer. From the 2-prizer, I don't think it's good enough. I think it's kind of garbage, actually. Psybeam, or Psychic Beam, unfortunate ability on a 2-prizer, especially in the current format we're in right now. Woobat and Swoobat, kind of cool. Synchro Woofer, 30 damage. If you have the same amount of cards, it's 80 more. It's kind of cute. 110 damage for 1 is not really that good. 90 HP though, meaning you can use a level ball with it, which is important. It's kind of cute, kind of cool. Will it be its own deck? Maybe, probably not though. 110 damage is kind of garbage, especially with the amount of healing that they're printing right now. Swalix, Slurpluff, nothing too fancy. You can get cards back from your discard pile at the flip of a coin. Not that good. We got the Hatterene ability, which is kind of cool. Witch's Santana is basically Escape Rope, except you go first. So once during your turn, you switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched. Then if you have your opponent switch their active one of their benched. So it's Escape Rope, except you go first. So your opponent gets to react to whatever you do. Is it good enough? Not really. It has a good attack. Psychic, 50 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active. So its attack is actually really strong, especially for 2 colorless, meaning you can fit it into a lot of decks. If this could be played with something like Urshifu Rapid Strike, where you want to switch and hit, but I'm not really too sure a stage 2 like this is good enough as an activator when the amount of switch cards in standard already is astronomical. I don't think this is worth running. Although, who knows? Maybe Psychic is enough to one-shot a Urshifu VMAX. The single strike one, assuming it has a couple energies on it. And even potentially the Rapid Strike one, so maybe it's good. I guess might see play in something if they print support for stage 2s. Like anything, any kind of support card for stage 2s might make a lot of these playable. We got Diglett and Dugtrio Rapid Strike. Flip a coin, it does 6 damage for each heads. If all the coins are heads, it's immune to damage. It's whatever, it's not that good. Surfetched and Farfetch'd are also not that special. Zapdos, really good ability for each Pokemon V your opponent has in play, costs colorless less. Super important, especially just the Slayer of Eternatus's. And then 170 before doing damage, discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So not only does it kill them, but if it doesn't kill them, it discards an energy, or a special energy, which they probably have. That's pretty good. It's a pretty cool card. Very excited for Zapdos V. Boldore, Frognerola, and Gigalith aren't really anything good. Standard rock Pokemon that do absolutely nothing useful and will never see play. Vernigras has a familiar ability. If in the active spot, it's damaged by one of your opponent's Pokemon VMAX, but damage counters equal to the amount of damage done to this Pokemon. Like they still kill you. Will you kill them? Probably not, since you don't really need to hit this thing with a lot of damage to kill it. But it might be used in something, but probably not. I don't think this card's anything cool. It's cool, but it's not good. The Simian Rapid Strike is an interesting card. Throwing Coach, all of your Rapid Strikes Pokemon's attacks deal 30 more damage. Wow! Until you read the rest of the ability. To your opponent's benched Pokemon V and Pokemon GX. Can't use more than one at a time. This card sucks. It's really cool. I was really excited reading it. Like, wow, it does 30 more damage? That's really good. Oh, it's only when you're hitting the bench. When do you ever hit the bench? Like, never hit the bench. Like, and will 30 damage matter? Probably not. Rapid Strike or Shifu has a little bit of bench damage, sure, but you're not going to put this on the bench to deal 150. This 150 is basically the same as 120 in this game. Kubfu, search your deck for energy attached to it. It has a little charge up. It's cute. Meh. It's an evolution. Moltres V, it charges itself up with energy from the discard, similar to Darkrai GX. It's cool. It'll probably be played and expanded in Dark Box, but in terms of being played with anything else, probably not. Aura Burn is kind of cool, so maybe an Eternatus Tech, perhaps, as like the backup attacker that just charges itself up over a couple turns. But expanded, I definitely see it seeing play. We got Slowking, V and V Max. Discard a hand, draw 3 for 1. Meh. Doom Word, defending Pokemon is knocked out at the end of your opponent's next turn. We've seen this attack on so many different things, like a Jirachi and all this kind of stuff. They're just going to switch it, or they'll just kill this and you'll just trade prizes, right? It's nothing that fancy, it's not that good. Max Toxin is kind of cool. For Dark and Colorless, you do 10 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is not poisoned. During Pokemon Checkup, that's like in between turns, they kind of changed it. You put 12 instead of 1, so it does 130. If they don't switch it, it does an extra 120 to 250, which is good. It's a lot of damage, but if they switch it, it does nothing good. It only does 130, which for 2, honestly, isn't terrible. The damage can't really be prevented, which is nice. It is poison damage, not damage, so it's harder to prevent that. But if they switch it, you're kind of only dealing a little bit of damage when you should be doing a lot more playing a Dark deck. Like, just play Eternatus. It's just better. Seviper, if you played a single strike supporter, does 90 more damage for 3 energy, which is stupid amounts of energy. Like, why? 180 for 3. It's a lot to commit on something with 110 HP. This Pokemon is really interesting, Spiritomb. Count the number of Pokemon cards in your opponent's discard pile, put that many damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like, then your opponent shuffles all Pokemon cards in their discard pile into their deck. It's like Pokemon took Karen and Oricorio and they just smushed it together and they're like, Night March, Mad Party, Vespiquen will never be cards again, especially if you're playing against like a Mew Tech Box. This card is just, it's just so powerful. Will it be played in Standard to counter Mad Party? Probably not. Mad Party's probably not going to be a tier 1 deck. Will it be worth running this to counter maybe like a tier 2 to 3 deck? But in expanded, this will definitely see play. For sure against decks that are weak to Night March and stuff like that, because it not only does it knock out like 2 of their attackers, it also shuffles their Pokemon back into their deck. And meaning it's a lot harder for them to get it out of the discard, especially if they use their compressor, stuff like that. Really cool card. Kind of stupid. I really wish they didn't print it, because it's just like a card that's like, hey, counter this entire archetype. And it's like, well, I don't want to counter the complete archetype, you know? They could have just made this Oricorio's attack and it would have been fine. But they did for some reason. They added Karen in there just to spice things up. Venipede, Whirlipede, Scolipede, nothing good. Scraggy, meh. Crafty, meh. The single strike Urshifu, 50 damage. Your opponent has a stadium in play, you discard it. So if the stadium in play is active, is your opponent's, it's gone. Cool. For 3 energy, 120. 100 damage. If it has damage counters, does 100 more. It's actually kind of good. 200 for 3. You have Houndoom that charges it up, which in turn puts damage counters on it, so it's not hard to meet that requirement. But against the stage 1, so it's not that strong, unfortunately, being a stage 1. Zangoose Rapid Strike. If you played a Rapid Strike supporter, it also does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So this is that benched Pokemon attacker that Simian was synergizing with. 80 to 2 things. It's not 3, especially. Shaman is literally, it's kind of funny. You got Return, draw until you have 6 in your hand as an attack, and then you have Sky Return as an attack. It's Shaman EX, just mega nerfed. It's kind of cute, kind of funny. Stoutland is not that good. If it's active, your opponent's active Pokemon deals 30 less damage, whatever, cares. Birds, again, nothing cool. Trainers, though. Trainers are pretty neat. The Welcoming Lantern is VF Seeker for single strike supporters. That's kind of cool, actually. You choose a single strike from your discard, put in your hand. Supporter card only, so it's VS Seeker. It's cool. It's fun. If they print good single strike supporters, this will definitely see play, because like why wouldn't it? VS Seeker is such a powerful card. Echoing Horn though is insanely good. It's a rapid strike flare whistle. You put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench. That is insanely good, especially with a rapid strike tag, meaning you can tutor it out with Octillery. So the combo here with even if you're not playing a rapid strike deck, this card's still going to see play, especially in like ADP, because ADP you just put your Dedenne back on the bench, pull Guzma or bosses it up, and then kill it. It's insane. It's so good. But in rapid strike decks, you have your Urshifu on the bench, put your energy on it, you bosses order something, you switch it, or you play the horn, then you bosses order that, and you switch, and then you kill the Dedenne, and then you just do that again. Because nothing's stopping you from doing that. That's how you win. It's so good. And I'm surprised they printed this while ADP was active in the format, because it's going to be terrible. This card's terrible right now. And terrible in a good way. Galarian Breastplate. If it has Galarian in its name, takes 30 less damage. Whatever. Karen's Conviction is kind of cool. It's similar to Iris, just more powerful. During this turn, your single strike Pokemon attack deal 20 more damage to your opponent's active for each prize card your opponent has already taken. So it's similar to Iris, except for 20 more damage. Meaning it can do up to 100 extra damage for your attack. You can search this out with that Lantern card we saw earlier. It's kind of cool. It's single strike, tagged. Neat. Clara is Super Rod, except instead of going, or Ordinary Rod, except instead of going into your deck, it goes into your hand, and it costs a supporter for the turn. Whatever. Avery is kind of neat. It's a cool tech card. You draw 3, then your opponent discards their bench until they have 3. I actually really like this effect because it's not as offensive and just disgusting as a stadium would be. Kind of like that Parallel City, where it's a stadium, so this effect's always going to be in play until you get rid of the stadium. Whereas it's a supporter, you play it, they do it, but then during their turn they're able to interact again. So it's not like Sudowoodo or Parallel City. You draw 3, so drawing 3 is kind of good, but I don't think this card will actually see play. Will people play this to counter a deck that's not going to see play? Because there's no way anyone's going to be playing Eternatus when Battle Styles is legal, especially after all these fighting supportive kind of cards become a thing. Probably not. Will see play in Expanded? Maybe in a control deck, but again, probably not. You'll just play Parallel City or Sudowoodo. As cool as it is, as unique of an ability as it is, I hope they keep printing cards like this, because I really like it. But I don't think this one will see play. We got the Rapid Strike fighting supporter, Brawly. I like Brawly. Brawly's a pretty cool guy. Search deck for 3 Rapid Strike, basic Pokemon, put them on your bench, shuffle your deck. Unfortunately, Brawly sucks. It's Bridget, but only for Rapid Strike basic Pokemon, and it's harder to get a supporter on turn 1 without Lele in the game. So will people run like 4 of these in the hopes that they draw into it? No. Can you tutor this guy out turn 1 with an ability or an item? No, you can't. So I don't think it'll see any play in any format, because in Expanded you're just going to play Bridget, because it's just a better Brawly. This card's cool, but not cool enough to be good. And then finally we have Dyna Tree Hill. Pokemon in play can't be healed. Simple effect, cool effect, unique effect. Is it relevant? Maybe. There's a lot of healing that Pokemon's been printing lately. Malilana is rotating soon, but we still have Evelyn. I assume we're going to see some other form of healing. Yeah. This is kind of neat. Eldegoss has seen some play. So yeah, those are the 70 Matchless Fighter cards that got revealed, and what I think about them. They're pretty cool, pretty fun. Overall excited for the second set that will be combined into our English set to be revealed. But overall, I'm excited. These cards are cool. And thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. If you want to see me play with cards or play stream, tweet, follow me on Twitter, or follow me on Twitch. Outros are hard. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in another video.